Raging Gale by James Ryan. Read by the author. Part the 45th. The French Murder Hole. The blast from the French muzzle, propped through a hole in the door of the captain's quarters, scattered the crew of the Gale. Pirates who dove into the deck got the blood of their victims plastered on their faces, while two of the crew found themselves pushed over the French's starboard side and into the water. "Est-ce que c'est votre famille?" Mangan challenged the barricaded crew as he rose from the deck. Hope watched as he stood first among the Gale's crew and started to walk towards the door. He roared his taunt, "Casso de lâche!" Hope barely cried out in time, as the muzzle was quickly drawn in and the barrel of a pistol came out, firing at Mangan, cutting off his curse. Mangan stopped and looked down at the fresh wound over his heart. "Ned!" he exclaimed, before he dropped dead on the deck. The crew started to make a noise like an angry wounded animal, until Sanders raised her hand and calmed the crowd. She pointed to Bentinck and Soubise, and used some hand signals Hope could not make out. Bentinck and Soubise worked their way back to the Gale's deck. Bentinck asked Hope in a low voice, "We could use some help, yeah?" "What am I to do?" Hope asked. "We need to bring some powder up quickly, and if we could pass it to you up here, that would make it go faster." Hope nodded, as she considered all the possible ways this plan could go awry. "Thanks, lass," he said, before he descended down the hatch. Hope considered her options, and how few there were. All eyes had been on Bentinck and Soubise when they were sent on their charge, and the crew was looking right at Hope, waiting for her to do what she was asked. "Here come det," she heard below, and at the mouth of the hatch, Hope took hold of a sack of gunpowder, what felt like half a stone, the amount the gunners used to fire on one of the cannons. Hope steadied herself and tried not to count how many pieces she would end up in if a spark had landed on the sack. Bentinck emerged from the hatch and relieved Hope of the powder, followed by Soubise, who brought up a large-shaped piece of wood. The two of them stayed low as they moved up the deck, keeping out of sight of the French murder hole. Slowly, they made their way to Sanders, who had crept forward to a spot on the deck to the side of the door. She filled a blunderbuss most of the way with powder, then capped the muzzle with the wood. Sanders then crept on all fours, looking to Hope like a cat stalking her prey, moving up to the base of the door with the capped blunderbuss and the powder bag passed up to her by men pressed along the gunwales when she got there. She set the weapon at the base of the door, popped open the flintlock, poured a pile of powder against the hole, then led a line of the powder away from the gun. Sanders then struck a flint against the line of powder, which sparked and smoked. Thank you for taking this moment with me. If you want to keep up with new chapters as they get posted, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications for when pieces go up.